Hi everyone, my name is Nii Figueroa. I'm doing an assignment over sustainable policies for my HMS 508 Sustainable Factors in Human Science class. Today I'm presenting on sustainable policies for China. First, I will introduce you to the sustainable goals. The Ministry of Ecology and Environment is a company that establishes sustainability in China, protecting the country from pollution and contamination. I'll explain more about that later. The goal is to educate the people of China about benefits of sustainability and to use as much renewable resources as possible without harming the environment or people. We will make sure that the suppliers are being responsible for producing and supplying sustainable resources, and also making sure that the public remembers to recycle, reuse, and reduce all resources. Doing this will allow for more renewable resources to be made. Moving on to the Ministry of Ecology and Environment. You can refer to this company as MEE for short. This company was formerly known as the Ministry of Environmental Protection of the People's Republic of China, also known as MEP. I'll give you a brief history lesson on them later. The company's task is to protect China's air, water, and land from pollution and contamination. Now for the brief history lesson on MEE, also known as the Ministry of Ecology and Environment. Before the Ministry of Ecology and Environment was who they are now, they had to go through a long progress several years ago. First, in 1974, there was a leading team for environmental protection. They were established under the State Council, and the main responsibilities were being responsible for the development of guidelines, policies, and regulations, finalize national plans for environmental protection, organize and coordinate the environmental protection effort of local areas. In 1982, the 23rd meeting of the Standing Committee of the 5th National People's Congress decided to incorporate State Construction Commission to establish the Ministry of Urban to establish the Urban and Rural Development and Environmental Protection, one of the internal departments of which was Environmental Protection Bureau. Then, the Environmental Protection Commission was established under the State Council and tasked to deliberate and finalize relevant guidelines and policies for environmental protection. They proposed requirements for planning and led, organized, and coordinate the national environmental protection efforts. The Environmental Protection Bureau, under the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development and Environmental Protection, was reshuffled into National Environmental Protection Agency, which was still under the leadership of the Ministry and also the Office of Environmental Protection Commission of the State Council. Its main responsibilities were to plan, coordinate, supervise, and guide national environmental protection efforts. The environmental protection responsibilities were severed from the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development and the environmental protection to the newly founded National Environmental Protection Agency, which was defined as the competent department under the State Council for the Integrated Environmental Management, an affiliated institution of the State Council, and the Office of the Environmental Protection Commission of the State Council. National Environmental Protection Agency was upgraded to the State Environmental Protection Administration as an affiliated institution of the State Council in charge of environmental protection effort. The Environmental Protection Administration was then upgraded to the Ministry of Environmental Protection as an integral department of the State Council. That was a lot of information for history. Very important though. So, for the first year, we want to focus on explaining the importance of sustainability and start small, such as recycling, reusing, and reducing the need for new natural resources. People all over the world need to understand what sustainability is. But my main focus is China. So, what is sustainability? It is a complex concept. Almost everything in life is. Sustainability can be defined as a social, ecological process characterized by the pursuit of common ideal. Having a healthy ecosystem and environment are necessary to ensure the survival of humans and other organisms. Sustainability is a process that helps reduce the negative human impact that are environmental friendly, chemical engineering, environmental resource management, and environmental protection. A fun fact for you. Sustainability originally meant making only such use for natural, renewable resources that people can continue to rely on their yields in the long term. And the concept of sustainability can be traced back to Hans Karl, where it was applied to forestry. And you can see on the slide here, I've broken up the word sustainability. Moving on to year 2, we will focus on the people's good health and well-being, which means watching how people move about their destinations, such as transportation, what they choose to eat, and how is their living environment. Like how are they using their living environment, such as natural sunlight or fresh air. And good health especially is important to women who are or plan on becoming pregnant. It's very important to pay attention to the safety of mothers and children. Living healthy also refers to exposing our daily routine to our natural surroundings. For example, replacing part of our roof to a natural sunroof to let in the sunlight so we can absorb vitamin D. And this is very informative. The sunlight helps our bodies make important nutrients, which is good for our bones, blood cells, and immune system. Breathing in fresh air is extremely important, especially for people in China because of the pollution. What fresh air does is help digest food more effectively, improve blood pressure and heart rate, strengthen the immune system, reduce obesity rates, and strengthen family ties, all leading to a healthier person. Focusing on our health, we must also pay attention to how we use our resources, such as water, whether we are washing dishes, brushing our teeth, washing our cars at home, or etc. We must remember to use our resources efficiently. For example, if we are brushing our teeth, make sure to not let the water running because it is wasting a lot of water. Not only is it wasting a lot of water, but it is producing a lot of carbon pollution. Plus, turning off the water while brushing your teeth in the mornings and before bedtime can save up to 8 gallons of water. Imagine how much money you can save on the monthly bill. Speaking of saving, how about we shift our focus onto year 3, where we talk about affordable energy, renewable energy, public safety, pollution and contamination, and protecting people and wildlife. There's going to be a lot of information, so be ready for it. Affordable energy. The number of people with access to electricity has increased by 1.7 billion, and as the global population continues to rise, so will the demand for cheap energy. A global economy reliant on fossil fuels and the increase of greenhouse gas emissions is creating drastic changes to our climate system. And this does not only affect China, but affects every other continent as well. Renewable energy falls somewhere near the affordable energy topic. The growth of wind and solar energy in China is slowing down because government is funding for green energy and upgrades to the transmission infrastructure. The goal is to encourage clean energy of global power to be generated by renewable sources. Even then, there will be at least 1 in 5 people who will lack access to electricity, and the demand will continue to rise. A person's safety is the first priority in every country. And focusing on China, safety is extremely important for businesses and residents. Sustainability doesn't mean going green only, but public safety is a part of sustainability as well. It's making the world better. In China, the reported crime rate is about 1.0 per 100,000 people. So the goal is to prevent more crimes from occurring as the years progress. The Ministry of Ecology and Environment would work alongside the Ministry of Public Safety to protect the people of China. Aside from protecting people, we must work together to protect the environment we live in, especially animals from both land and sea. There are currently no laws in China that protects the wildlife, but our goal is to make some laws that will conserve China's use of marine resources that may affect water, food, and climate. Toxic waste that could contaminate the water should be monitored in large chemical factories. Pollution in the air that could harm trees, animals, and even people should also be monitored to protect the environment. The plan of action. To make the Ministry of Ecology and Environment, MEE, well aware among the people of China, we will start small. In the next step, guide people of China into becoming a sustainable country. Cleaning the environment is the next step so China can provide people with clean water, fresh air, natural lighting, and healthier living. Alerting people about overuse may be difficult, but with the help of technology, it is not impossible. Similar to the screen time alert on your phone, which lets you know when you're on your phone a lot. There would be an app on your phone to alert when the lights are left on in an unused room or when the water is left on. To do this, there must be a sensor attached to the wiring or the water in the home. So you need some upgraded technology in your home if you want this to be possible. This may happen in the future, but there is something I have seen in a lot of homes and businesses. There is a sensored light switch which turns on and off the lights when it's used or not used. And this, I feel like, is very helpful in the topic of sustainability. So, what will China look like in the future? Let's say 2020, 2021. So far, China is beginning to dismantle coal-fired power plants to reduce emission levels. China is also collecting the environment tax that will help fund the country's environmental policies and attract more green investment. And green investment just means companies invest in environmentally friendly products and practices. So people could find green investments or organizations to donate some money to help contribute to this green plan, and China could possibly become a green country in 2020, in the middle of 2020 or 2021. Seeing the progress as of 2020, it is possible that China could become a successful green country somewhere in the middle of 2020, as I explained earlier, moving into 2021. In this assignment, I focused on China because China is the highest in the leading cause of death due to pollution and contamination. And China has about 500 million people without safe and clean air and water. So, how does psychology tie in with sustainability? Well, my plan was that if China could improve on the way they live by practicing sustainable ways, if they came up with good results, then it would influence other countries that they could do the same. Possibly America or some other country. With that being said, you could make a difference in your community. Try picking up trash off the streets in a busy public area. And people, even though it may seem like as if they're not paying attention, which I know they are, some of them are at least, they will start doing the same. Doing small gestures such as picking up trash will make you feel better, knowing that you are doing what you can to keep your environment safe, clean, and keeping people and animals healthy. Here are some of my references, as you can click on here and you can learn more about sustainability and what you can do to contribute to your community. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching.